it's really hard to keep a straight face with the environmental and the climate related activities of companies in these meetings. There now has been a meeting from the 24th to the 26th of May with 500 corporate leaders together in Copenhagen, talking about the environment and climate change and what to do about it. And the result is really appalling. It's really saddening. It's really so dumb and so ignorant that it's almost beyond my words. To give you an example, basically the companies are asking two things. They're asking for long-term goals by the government, and they're asking for money. You know, that's the thing that they always do. They ask for more money because they see it as a big challenge to become green. And of course, the only challenge that really exists in this whole issue is that businesses have to change their business models. And it's understandable that businesses do not want to change their business models, because that's what they are there for. That's why they exist, because they have a working business model. All companies drill for fossil fuels and they sell the stuff for people to drive in cars. That's their business model, and they have optimized it to the hilt, and they're not going to change it. So of course it's naive to have these kind of meetings. But to give you an example how ignorant and stupid then their proposals are, is BP has a joint venture with mining company Rio Tinto to split fossil fuels, so you mean oil, into hydrogen and carbon dioxide, and then bury the carbon dioxide and use the hydrogen as fuel. That might sound smart, like now we have hydrogen in cars, it burns much cleaner. But the whole process is completely ridiculous, because let's say you start with methane, which is C and 4 H's, you burn that, you make carbon dioxide in some kind of process, you burn it, then you use the energy. Of course, if you burn it, you turn it into carbon dioxide, you lose a lot of energy. That's complete waste. And then some of this energy apparently you can use to split hydrogen of it. Maybe you have a catalyzer or some catalytic process that helps you do that, or you burn it with very little oxygen, so then some of it turns into carbon dioxide, and there's more hydrogen than carbon in that fossil fuel, so some hydrogen remains. That hydrogen is then put in storage and used as fuel, and the carbon dioxide is put in the ground. But the putting in the ground of the carbon dioxide requires a lot of energy, so you lose energy in the whole process of creating the hydrogen out of the fossil fuels. And you lose energy with putting the carbon dioxide into the ground. Then you lose energy with the storage and all the transportation of the hydrogen, and then you lose energy because the hydrogen in the end is going to be used in an internal combustion engine, more likely than into some kind of electrolysis, or how do you call that, a fuel cell. Which of course fuel cell is a very simple technology, and it has to be optimized, but that would be clean. But it's not clean, of course, if you first create lots of carbon dioxide, which you have to put in the ground, and you lose a lot of energy of the carbon, of the fossil fuels. It's a hugely wasteful technology. It's a complete nonsense technology, and you should not spend a penny on it if you can spend it on solar, wind, thermal energy, or geothermal energy. It's just completely stupid, and that's what you can read every day. And it's just sickening to me that companies don't realize that it's not time for this kind of nonsense. That the earlier that they change their business model, that they use the engineers that they now use to make drilling rigs and to make all kinds of oil technology, to use those engineers to make wind farms, to make wave farms. It's all offshore technology, it's the same thing, doesn't really matter, and use all the money that they earn from the oil to make alternative energy projects, not whine about the fact that it's expensive, because it is not expensive. You can make everything expensive if you don't want it to happen, and you can make everything complicated if you don't want any action. So it's just sickening, and that's one of the articles in Reuters today, and I think it's just a sad thing.